Tequila.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I haven't touched it. I know. Is it good now?
Yep. You gotta go.
I know.
You gotta give me some type of performance discretionary bonus at
I
least.
know.
Take an extra 10.
I'm not.
I'll take the win though. Ooh. What happened there?
Like not touching the wire or anything.
Thank you very much. That punch that he caught me with right there, like a straight right. I'm like, oh, that's the punch he hit me with in my dreams.
You saw it coming? How many times?
Huh?
How many times he hit you with that?
Just once.
No, because you said you could have fought him 5 billion times already.
But that's where like a lot of times when I saw that punch, it either laid me out or it put me in trouble. But once he hit me, and I knew that, and since I saw it plenty of times before, I guess it helped me take it better, you know. And I'm like, oh, that was the punch. That's the only one he's gonna get.
Did you have like a sense of deja vu when he hit you with it? Wow.
Definitely.
That's amazing. That's unbelievable.
Same thing with the grappling when he had the arm bar. I saw myself tapping. Then I'm like, wait, I already tapped before in my dream, man. I don't have to tap now.
Is this a new thing that you've experienced, or has this been the case?
It's a new thing that I'm beginning to understand, because it happened all the time. I just didn't get what it was. I thought it was just me like having just dreams or deja vu. I never really affiliated with premonitions, but the more and more I started to study about this phenomenon, I understood that this was just a different route that I could have taken, and so I just chose not to take that route. Whether I chose not to or to take it, either way I was going to be right.
Is there any more satisfaction in coming in on short notice and winning a fight like that?
My first short notice fight, and I have to say no. I mean, it's pretty. It impressed me, man. If I know that I can do this in 1 week, man, you give me a whole camp, I'm going to be on fire. So definitely, it's a good feeling. It's definitely a great test for myself, a good understanding for myself. Like now I know where I stand. On 1 week notice or 6 weeks notice, I'm going to be a hell of a fighter.
How close were you to tapping?
I wasn't that close, but I was thinking like I thought like it felt pretty deep, and I'm like I could tap. I thought about I could tap, but then when I actually noticed it wasn't hurting, I'm like, oh wait, let's try and escape, you know. And lo and behold, I was out.
How about the new weigh-ins yesterday? Do you feel like that affected?
Love it.
What did you love about it?
We have the whole day to recover, you know. Well, I mean, it probably wouldn't have affected me, especially fighting at 145 now. I didn't cut really any weight. I was eating full meals every day up until the weigh-ins, really, to be honest with you. So I didn't really have trouble for the weigh-ins, but I do enjoy the fact that we get the weigh-in in the morning, and not necessarily because we're going to be hungry waiting around, but we don't have to stress about it. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait around or think about it. And no, the day's done in the morning, so you're just chilling after that.
What time did you weigh in at?
10 o'clock.
So right off the bat.
Yeah.
I think Cole was actually the first one to weigh in. Were you right after him?
No, I was asleep.
Okay.
So I woke up around like 9:45, and let's go down and weigh ourselves. And that's it.
What did you make of having to do the whole weigh-in thing? 6 hours later. Get down, step on the scale. Like, did you think it was a little silly, or did you understand?
I understand. I understand. It was fun. I felt like it creates better. I guess you say standoffs. People are a little bit less stressed out about it. We can get out there, face off with a lot of energy. We're not, because usually back in the day when I was fighting at 135, and the weigh-ins, I'm not even thinking about the fight or the guy. I'm like, where's my coconut water? Just hurry up. Just say we're done. Just say we're done, and start drinking right away. But you don't have to really stress about that anymore. So I think it's a really good idea.
What was it like as someone who's about to fight, UFC, the biggest stage, the night before finding out that Muhammad Ali passed away? What did that do for you mentally or emotionally? Did it have any impact on you?
Well, yeah, it did, but at the same time, I wasn't saddened. Some people's time is time to go, and you can't get sad about death. It's a part of life. One person dies, another one's born, and he had a great life, and his entire life was an inspiration. I model a lot of my movements behind Muhammad Ali and fighters like Sugar Ray Leonard. All that movement, all that craftiness, the style that they didn't have to really try to be. You know, it was just them. They exuded this confidence. They exuded this swag about them. You know, they can just move around and you know, a lot of people might look at it as being cocky, but to me, it was just their rhythm. They weren't afraid to be themselves, and I feel like a lot of people are just like box themselves into this generic form of fighting when you're really yourself, man. You're gonna move like nobody else because it's you, and we're all different. Although we breathe, we bleed the same. We're all different, slightly, and we all have our own style, and we should embrace that.
Well, you were kind of a different guy when you even first came on the scene, but it was a good kind of different. How do you feel about your own maturity in the sport?
When it comes to maturity in this sport and my maturity in this sport, it really a lot of people would see it as going backwards. I began to embrace the inner child in myself. Instead of growing up, I grew back into who I was. I started to remember how I was when I was a child. And when you're a child, we really don't care what other people think. We're not afraid to be ourselves, and we're not afraid to make friends and create these bonds. We don't ever want to sever these bonds. I believe deep down inside all of us, we have this innate feeling to bond and, you know, connect with each other. This is human nature. We want to help each other. So reverting back to that mentality, I think that helped me a lot in growing as a person spiritually. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.